Throughout NBA history, and especially recently, it has been a growing debate around the Most Improved Player award. Typically because, as JJ Redick, the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, pointed out, this award typically goes to higher draft picks or players that we already had high expectations for. It just goes to them in the year that they finally take that leap that a lot of people were anticipating. And it's caused a lot of controversy and had a lot of fans' feathers ruffled. Because is that really what the awards represent? I feel like if you're a player who already was a high draft pick and had very high expectations, should you get a most improved player award if we expected this? Versus a player who legit made a very big improvement from year one to year two or year two to year three and so forth and so on. It's just different when you see a role player or a lower draft pick, undrafted guy. He's definitely going to take a bigger leap from and get better and do more with the opportunity he's given and from one year to another versus a higher draft pick. And that has kind of been a big story this year between the two candidates for this most improved player race. That's none other than Dyson Daniels and Cade Cunningham. As we know, Cade Cunningham was the number one overall pick a couple of years ago, and he has finally taken that huge leap that everybody was anticipating. He did it this season and is having one of the best seasons of his career and has had some people place him in MVP conversations. But on the opposite end of that spectrum, you have someone like Dyson Daniels who really was just expected to be a role player and just a defensive prowess. But in his new role in the Atlanta Hawks, with his new opportunity, he has emerged as one of the best two-way players in the entire NBA. But before I get too deep in the video, make sure you like the video, go ahead and subscribe. I know it's not over, but I guarantee you're going to like this video, and you're going to want to see the rest of the videos on this channel. But that's all I have for now. Until next time, peace. And the thing is, when you look at the recent MIP winners, it kind of supports the case that this award goes to players who are described like JJ Redick said. Higher draft picks were already high expectations. You got Julius Randle, Tyrese Maxey, John Morant, Brandon Ingram, and Lauri Markkanen. Players who were already high draft picks outside of Tyrese Maxey, who had at least made an All-Star appearance and already had high expectations entering the NBA. And this doesn't really embody what a most improved player is. There's no doubt that these players did actually take legit improvements to their game and were deserving of this award. However, this was already expected of them, and this is why they were drafted and put in the position they were in, because everybody expected them to be this good. Versus a player who took a big leap and was more so like a role player, didn't really have as much opportunity as the other players. When they take a big leap, they are definitely more deserving of this award. That's really what the award is all about. And this is what makes Cade Cunningham's pitch for the most improved player so weak, because he was the number one overall draft pick for Detroit. It was already expected for him to get the keys to his franchise and that the franchise was going to go as far as he took them. Expectations were high, and he was given a bunch of opportunity to do exactly what he is this season. Averaging over 20 points a game, he went ahead and made an All-Star appearance and has led Detroit to their first playoff appearance in oh so many years. But this is all expected. Cade is just doing what everybody expected for him to do, and although it's undoubted that he took an improvement from last year to this year, it's still kind of skeptical because he was given way more opportunity to a player like Dyson Daniels to kind of emerge, and like I said, all this was expected from a player of his caliber. And when you contrast this to a player like Dyson Daniels, who, when he was first traded to Atlanta Hawks, was just viewed as a defensive specialist who could complement Trae Young and kind of be a complementary piece to an Atlanta Hawks team that kind of struggles defensively as they keep on searching to get to the heights of an NBA championship. But this year, he took a completely huge step that nobody expected. He went from being one of these defensive specialists and one of the best defenders in the NBA to a legit two-way star. As he improved his scoring by almost 10 points, he increased his field goal percentage by 4% as he is almost shooting around 50% from the field. And he increased three-point percentage from 31% to 34%, which makes him around league average. This is phenomenal, and this is the leap that a lot of people think about when they think of most improved player. Then you have a player like Dyson Daniels who was viewed as one way and was only given a certain opportunity, but He takes advantage of it and takes a huge leap and does a bunch of things that nobody really expects him to do. Not because nobody thinks they're capable of him, just because that's not what people had envisioned for them. Because what makes Dyson so special is how great he is defensively. He's leading the league with 3.1 steals a game and had already broken the steals record not even halfway through the season. So with him being the defensive menace that he is, you couple this with how great he has been offensively, and is a big reason why Atlanta has been as great as they have been this season. This is what makes Dyson a prime candidate for the Defensive Player of the Year award. Nobody expected him to be one of the best defenders in the entire NBA and be competing for the Defensive Player of the Year award. However, what Cade may lack on the defensive side of the ball, even though he's not a bad defender, he makes up for in team success. Because the Pistons would not have been this good had Cade Cunningham not been running this team and been at the helm. But the thing is, everybody expected for this to happen. And that's why this year's MIP race is different than the other and will really determine on how we move towards the future. When it comes to the MIP award, the thought behind it is the most improved player. The player who has improved the most from one season to the next. Not a player who has taken a natural leap that everybody saw coming. You have a player like Cade Cunningham, who, as I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention again, already had these high expectations, already was expected, already was giving the keys and opportunity in Detroit to do whatever he wanted to do, and he's doing exactly that this season. But I can't say he has improved more from one season to the next as a player like Dyson Daniels. I think Dyson Daniels just personally fits that mode of a most improved player more, which is why for me, I have to give him that most improved player award. Just because Dyson Daniels is legitimately one of the best defenders in the NBA. And in a couple of years, he's probably going to be the best two-way star in the entire league and wreak havoc in that backcourt with Trey. And Cade's going to be great in the upcoming years, but he was number 1 overall draft pick, was highly talented at high school and college. This is what everybody saw coming. He just doesn't embody the MIP award in my eyes and what everybody else perceives the MIP award to be, as much as a player like Dyson Daniels. But these are just my opinions. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments. Make sure you leave below who your MIP pick is. Maybe it's somebody I didn't even name, or it's Dyson, or it's Cade. Let me know below. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel as well. But that's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.